This hotel has an awesome location if you're looking to spend a weekend or however long near Broadway, Times Square. This hotel is just steps from all of that. And if you're into M&Ms, that's also next to the M&M store and located right across the street from the Hard Rock Hotel. So, fun fact about this hotel is that it's actually three hotels in one. They're all owned by the Hilton brand, and this hotel is relatively new. So, I think it was either remodeled or established in 2023. So, everything was super clean, super modern. Here's a street view, so you can kind of see to the left is where all the action is taking place. Another little fun fact, there's a psychic tarot reader right across the street there to the left of the Hard Rock who's excellent. I recommend you going in there and checking it out. And they do offer a free hot breakfast. We did not partake because it was extremely crowded and my social battery was pretty low, especially in the mornings. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse there. Front desk, and as you can see, it's pretty busy. So here's the way to get to the elevators. You put in your floor number, scan your room key, and this little device will pick the elevator for you. We had a hard time figuring it out at first, but eventually we got the hang of it. The elevators did take a long time to work, so just FYI. Now, coming into our room, I forget how many square feet this was, but it was one of the larger, believe it or not, larger New York City rooms. They're, fairly small. I think this hotel has over, don't quote me on this, maybe 1,300 rooms. So the room was a little small, but honestly, it was big enough for my wife and I. It had everything that we needed. It was super clean. Again, it's still a brand new, hotel, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But of course, I always expect a fairly decent, clean hotel room. But this was pretty nice. I did have to work one of the days from this little area. It was big enough for my laptop, had my coffee, and I know it says home to suites. This was not a suite. I am assuming that some of the rooms do have kitchenettes and such in there. Ours did not, but you do have your standard coffee and microwave here, and then there's a fridge also located underneath. You can see I had a hard time opening it. You have to kind of push the doors to kind of get them to open. One thing to note, even though you're in Times Square, this room was very quiet, super quiet. So like I said, I did have to work. I wasn't, well, work and sleep. We were not distracted by any of the outside noise. You could kind of open the window there a little bit. Of course, it's not going to open all the way due to safety there. But it was a really quiet room. There's also these little drawers here. So while you don't have just like one big dresser, there's little drawers located throughout there. Plenty of storage here. We put our suitcases on the top. We just travel typically with carry-ons, so our carry-on luggage was able to fit up there, giving us a little bit more room. And again, the drawers you have to like push and then they'll open up. Maybe most people know that, but it took me a second. Plenty of plugs again for your laptop action if you have to be like me and work while you're doing a little trippy trip. So I wanted to show you, see my little carry-on? It fits. Big enough for your suitcase. I guess I had to show you twice. But there is an ironing board here if you still have to iron while you're on vacation, or maybe it's a work trip. Bathroom, big enough, for one person, has the typical body wash, shampoo, very, very clean. We had plenty of towels, so we didn't have to ask for anything extra. There's also a rooftop bar that you don't have to be a hotel guest. I think it's located on the 68th floor. I did not get any pictures, but that was pretty nice. You can kind of see Times Square a little bit if you were to kind of look off to the left from the rooftop bar. But overall, this hotel was great. Um, Perfect for what we wanted to do for the weekend. We also took in a New York Yankees game versus the Boston Red Sox. So that was pretty much our reason for heading to New York City that particular weekend. So we would recommend this hotel. I don't know if we would stay there again just because there's so many different hotels in New York City. Um, I typically don't like to stay off of Times Square. But compared to the other hotels that I have been to in New York City, this was far away enough from all the busyness and craziness that Times Square has to offer. Um, so I wouldn't stay here again. I probably actually would stay maybe in Chelsea or a different area just to experience something different. So let us know what you think. And if you're staying in New York City, if you have any questions, let us know. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.